How's my mic muted? Hello, everyone. I hope everybody is doing great today. Having an awesome day. We are here getting ready to get started in about a minute or so. And I am going to finish up where we were left off last week. So I hope everybody is having a great day, a awesome Tuesday. I mean, it's hard to believe that we are where we are in the year so far. I mean, I'm losing track. It's the 9th day of November. I mean, what happened? Where'd the year go? I mean, I don't know about you. I'm happy that it's moving fast, but where did the year go? And it's like it's a whirlwind. So I hope everybody is having a great day, a wonderful day as we get ready to really just jump in to where we've left off on talking about leadership and self-identity, which is what we're talking about this week, which is where we are today, which is what we're going to get into. So if you don't know who I am Dawn Marie Alexander Borsico, your Uncommon Voice coach and consultant. And we are going to talk about leadership, aligning our values and increasing our performance. And so if you've been with us the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about leadership. And I've gone into deciding what kind of leader you're going to be. And I even changed and added some things last week in talking about, I've noticed that leadership is functioning in the area of, people or things, or people to get you to do what they want you to do, to get you to respond to the way they want you to respond, and to sell more, to do more, to produce more, something like that. And so we want to go, and I believe that people are leaders. It's just the environment in which you choose to become a leader, the environment or the season in which you choose to become a leader. Sometimes leaders, as we talked about before, people just have a natural ability to lead. They can just come in, take charge, and they can lead. And then others rise up out of the need of the situation, the need for people to stand up for others, the need for someone to get the job done. The need arises, and therefore it will cause someone to arise as a leader. And then there are those people who are just, like I said before, they just come in, they're ready to take charge, to do what it is that they do. So that's what we're looking at, that people have the ability to become a leader. They just need to know how. They need to know, what do I need to do? Am I going to choose to be one? And then am I going to choose I want to lead people, or I want to lead things? I want to lead processes. And that's very important, because how you choose to do that will determine your behaviors, what you do, what you're going to focus on. Sometimes people are just good at project management. They're good at leading a project, getting it done, but they may not necessarily have the soft skills. They may not necessarily have the personality that you're going to want to go, oh my God, I totally want to follow what they do and let them mentor me, so to speak. But they can get the job done. And we talked about those people that they may not necessarily be warm and fuzzy, or they may not be the people that we might gravitate to for life advice, but when it comes to leading certain things, they can get the job done. And we see that quite often. I used an example before where there was someone that I knew in a particular environment, and he wasn't specifically a person that you would get life advice from or talk to. He wasn't seen that way. He was kind of seen as a jerk. But when it came to leading a project, when it came to getting certain things done, they did. And then last week we talked about identity, which we're going to go into, or discuss today. But there I was focusing on this. If you don't know who you are, if you have not first decided in yourself the kind of person that you're going to be, where your boundaries are, what you're made of, what specifically is going to drive you, then you will be led away by any wind of doctrine. You'll be led away by what society says and what family says and what friends say and what employers say. You will be led from that perspective, because nowadays identity, self-identity, not what someone else thinks about you, is literally being crushed. It's literally being decimated by so many other ideas that are coming at us these days. And how do we learn to stand? How do we learn to stand in that identity? And that identity becomes a part of our character, or our character is a part of our identity. Are we wishy-washy? Do we move with the tide? Do we stand, or do we follow what others are saying? Or do we look to others for validation because we're not secure in who we are? If you don't know who you are, if you have not made a stand that this is me, this is what I believe, and not that anybody has to agree with you, not that anybody needs to agree with you, not that anybody needs to validate you, but this is who I am, and this is what I believe, and I'm going to stand on it. And that is what people are looking for in a leader, that they're looking for, that person doesn't move. This is who they are. That's what they believe. They're not going to, and I'm not saying that it's nefarious things and you can just lead and do anything you want. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is people are looking for people who are grounded. A leader is grounded. A leader knows who they are, regardless of whether they're validated by others or not. And that's what identity is. Identity in and of itself, whether we recognize it also, is identity is what we talked about last week. It's an inalienable thing. There are things about us that are literally inalienable, meaning you can't change it. It's just what it is. And people can try, but it can't. And one of those things is that we have the ability to make our own choices. We have our own ability to decide what we want, which is what a leader is, because when they're making those firm decisions and they have others that are following them, you don't need to be all over the place. Okay. So that's what we talked about last week. And that a leader is also reflective, it's off of reflecting, but this is reflexive. REFLEXIVE. And it's really a look at turning and looking at oneself and saying, well, what do I think? Well, what do I believe? Well, where do I stand? Am I biased? Am I not biased? Am I judgmental? Am I what is it in me? We're always looking at oneself, which is why we see now in our society, people are getting a little persnickety that somebody wants to tell them who they are when they're going, wait a minute, that's not who I am. That's not what I want. So today we're looking at this. We're looking at behavior, identity, self-identity, and behavior. One of the most important things that I've learned in the last couple of days in preparing for this and thinking through this particular topic on identity is, who are you? And does your behavior align with who you are? Which is what we talked about. I'm all about aligning values, aligning who we are. So do your behaviors, does your speech, does how you present yourself align with who you say that you are? See, it used to be that when you said you faked it until you make it, it wasn't that you were fake or that you weren't being who you are. It was the fact that you were walking in, you were creating behaviors that were indicative to how you saw yourself, whether or not you were there yet. So, for example, millionaires or people who are good with their finances, they know where their money is going. They're going to budget every dime. They budget every dollar, even if that budgeting is going into a savings, going into a retirement. Okay, that's $5 this week for McDonald's. They know where every dollar is going. And so you begin to behave in that manner. It used to be that if you wanted to be a nurse, a doctor, wealthy, whatever it was, then you began to research, well, what do those people do? What do they read? What do they take in school? How do they do in school? You began to prepare. So your behaviors will align with who you say that you are. Your behaviors will align. Your speech will align with who you say you are. And if I didn't mention it last week, I'm going to mention it this week, but I do think I did. We have to learn to own it and not look for validation. If we believe A, then we don't need validation because we have an intrinsic knowledge maybe that and it could be wrong, but that's who we are. Too often we want to have an identity of which we are not owning the good and the bad, and then we get upset when others push back against and go, nay, I don't agree. Nope, I don't do that. Nope, we're not going to do that here. We force. We're not respecting. We are not secure in who we say that we are. Again, behaviors. When you are secure in your identity, when we understand who we are. Now, for those of you that may have that are fellow Christians and we follow the word, then guess what? We know that our identity is in Christ. Point blank, period. He created us, he decided. So therefore we follow that alignment. We're aligning in that realm. So therefore we're going to follow that that teaching for how we're going to align ourselves. And then we're still going to own that which we're calling that which we're living out in our business life, in our personal life, everything. And then it's going to affect how we are leaders, how we love people, how we interact with people. Now, we're not perfect. We're not going to always get it right. Some people might be stronger in one area of loving and accepting, where others may still need to work on it. So we don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, but we allow that movement, that flexibility for people to grow in their leadership, to align with who they say they are, and then those that may not choose that particular method of spiritual growth or faith, they may have another tenet. But one thing, it all aligning in the same place, aligning in where we desire to be, in who we are. The one thing that I want to encourage you is that to make sure you're aligning your behaviors. So what are some things that you can do, or some tasks that you can do to begin to align who you are with your behavior, or to align your behaviors with who you say you are, so that you are doing and saying that which aligns with who you are. Okay. One of those things I firmly believe in now is having a routine. Having a routine. What is your morning routine? What is your evening routine? What is your monthly routine? And then the second thing is writing everything down. Why? Because if you are a bookworm, and that's who you are, and you're a business owner, then you want to make sure that your routine includes that you're getting that in, that you're listing what routines you want to do. I want to read X number of books per month. I read in the morning. I get up in the morning and what's your routine? Brush your teeth, go to the gym, eat breakfast, quiet time, read. What is that? To make sure that you're aligning with who you are. Think of it this way. In the book that I was reading by James Clear, Atomic Habits, I think everybody's reading that book because it's so apropos. Who are you? Create a routine. Your identity will drive your behaviors. So create routines that are going to be easy for you to do. Don't pick something hard. If you know that you like to use your phone at 7:00 in the morning, then you may put it in another room or get an alarm clock. That's what I had to do. I'm still working on it, but I got an alarm clock. Why? So that I would not pick my phone up the first thing in the morning. But my phone I work on it a lot too. I have pictures on it. I'm posting. But what did I say? I said no. Then for me, I got a Fire Stick. Why? I wanted to take time off my phone and begin to schedule what I did. If I wanted to watch something, learn something on YouTube, 'cause I like YouTube University, scheduling it in. What are your routines so that you are accomplishing the goal that you say that you are as a business owner and wanting to read more and to educate you? Who are you? Your identity, and then aligning yourself with those behaviors that are going to go that way. And feel free to put any comments you have in chat, any questions. That'd be great too if you have any of those. That's one. And then writing things down, keeping a list. Now, some people do that different. I like keeping a list both in my planner for the day, and then I like keeping a list of just running things that I know I need to do. Okay. Those behaviors, those are two things that you can do: create a routine and then making your list and then looking at what that is. And then I'm going to add a third one. That's my third one is what hats do you wear? What hats do you wear? Not just a mom, not just a an employee, but what hats do you wear in every aspect of your life? And then what are the behaviors? Who are you in those places? How do they blend? Do they come together? Is there any overlap? See, it's very important that if we are going to lead, if we are going to be effective leaders, whether we're leading people or leading processes, where we're encouraged being a leader as maybe a motivator to encourage people to do better, have better, want better, or if we're leading people to get them to, we're leading a team and we need them to increase their sales, you have to first know who you are as a leader. You have to be grounded in what your character is without any outside validation whatsoever. You are grounded in who you are, understanding that the major part of your personality and who you are as a person is inalienable. Nobody can take it from you. And then second, we want to make sure that we're always looking at ourselves, turning back and asking ourselves, how do I feel about that? Where am I on that? Where do I go with that? It's in the family of being reflective, but this is reflexive. And we want to make sure that we're doing that so that we are growing to the leader that we can become. Everyone has the ability to be a leader, and I believe that everyone is a leader in their circle of influence. In that 1 degree or 6 degree of separation, you're a leader. People are looking to you. People are looking to you for your opinions. They're looking to you for how you handle pressure. They're looking to you. Everybody, whether they recognize it or not, is walking in a place of leadership. So that's awesome and that's daunting, because when we think about that, it changes the trajectory of how we look at those around us, how we consider ourselves, comporting ourselves within the community or the society that we're in, when we recognize that we're walking in leadership, we're walking in our experiences, we're walking in our true identity. So I hope that helps you today. I hope that encourages you today to step out, do something different, to really take an inventory on where you are in your own life as you're walking out, becoming a leader, stepping into leadership. There's so many areas to do that, but knowing who you are, being grounded in your inalienable right to be the person that you were created to be the person that is to walk in greatness at the level that you've been given to walk in. So I hope you have a wonderful day today, everybody. I'm on a little late today because of previous appointments, but thank you for joining me anyway. Again, my name is Dawn Marie Alexander Borthico, your Uncommon Voice coach and consultant. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.